I've never really been a fan of anamorphic lenses. I think they could be distracting sometimes, and I think today a lot of the time they're used just for the sake of them being used. But on my last project, we decided to shoot on anamorphic, and we used the Atlas Mercury anamorphic lenses, and as soon as we put the lenses on the camera during prep, I knew we made the right decision.
We're shooting this project on the Sony Venice 2 with the Atlas Mercury lenses. Just at prep right now, did a little build. We're only going to be on sticks and Dana dolly, so we don't have to do anything too crazy. No handles, no nothing like that. The very basics, a wireless, a follow focus, and a monitor. We have our feed going out to the focus tree over here that I'll be pulling off of, and then Matt will be looking off of our larger OC 15-inch monitor.
What lenses are these?
These are the Atlas Mercury 1.5 times anamorphic. We're going to be shooting in open gate on this project, so I think Matt made a great choice with the lenses and camera combination. Yeah, we got the 36, the 42, and the 72 to play with. Having a good time.
So why did we decide to choose anamorphics for this project? Anamorphic felt somewhat justified in this scenario. We didn't just use it for the sake of using it, and because it's kind of the trendy thing to do right now. We actually had like creative discussions in pre-production and talking about why these are the right lenses to use and is it in service to the story. I really tried to make every single creative decision in this project in service to the story. If something was being done just for the sake of it being done, I would push back and ask, why are we doing things that way? What is your thought process behind that idea? And it's not to be a dick or anything like that. I think to be a director, whether it's on a short film, a movie, or a documentary, it's knowing why you're doing things a certain way. Whether that's shooting handheld, why are you shooting handheld? Or if everything is locked off on sticks, why is everything locked off on sticks? Or if you decide to shoot anamorphic, why are you shooting anamorphic? I think that's what it takes to be a director, is knowing your vision like the back of your hand. So that way when departments have questions for, why things are a certain way, you have an answer and you're sort of steering every department in the direction of your vision. And it's also being open to ideas as well. If our DP didn't say, let's shoot this project on anamorphic lenses, I probably would have went with 4x3 in hindsight, but because he had access to them and because it felt justified, because it was like a nostalgic story that's a little bit of a coming of age thing, it felt justified in that moment. And I also made a video with my production designer. It's my last video I uploaded. We were bouncing ideas off of each other in that video as well. And we were talking about the character and why he does things a certain way and why he has these posters on the wall and why he has a skateboard on his wall and stuff like that. The short film has two main themes. It's coming of age and nostalgia. And when I think of those two things, I either think 4x3 or 239. And for me personally, I feel like I fall in a little bit of a bias with 4x3 because this is a skateboarding story, and if you grew up skateboarding, then you watched a ton of videos filmed on the VX1000, and that's a 4x3 aspect ratio. I was also taking into account that pretty much every single project I have right now in my portfolio is a 4x3 project, so I wanted to steer away from that as well. It was kind of a no-brainer because Mac, our DP on this project, owned the set of lenses, and if there's something that will elevate the project and bring more production value, it's kind of a no-brainer at that point to go with that piece of gear. On this channel, I always talk about if there's a location, an actor, a car, a set of lenses, or something that will elevate your project, learn to lean into that kind of stuff. Production value is arguably one of the most important parts of projects besides the story and the character, of course. Learn to just write your creative around that and sort of use it as a seed for your ideas. Not that these lenses were the seed of the idea in this case, but it did help us establish our visual language. There was a shot that I wanted to get of a jump cut sequence of several different locations where the character was in the center of the frame, and I thought to myself, it's probably a good move to go with anamorphics because our eye is going to be drawn directly to the center of the frame. Our initial instinct is to optimize for social media in 9:16 because that's where most of the work is living today, but I really had to throw that thinking out of the window. Because this is a short film, the aspect ratio was allowed to be a creative decision. So sure, maybe it's not going to perform amazing on Instagram or TikTok or anything like that. I was trying not to think like that. I was thinking what's going to actually elevate the story and just be the right aspect ratio for the film. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely important to ask yourself, where is this project going to live and what kind of devices is it going to be viewed on? But I think that's a good way of thinking for client projects. When it comes to your short films and passion projects and stuff like that, the world is really your oyster. I was kind of on the fence about anamorphic lenses. This project was a really big monetary investment for me. It's a really big swing in my career, and I just didn't want to make any creative decision that I would regret in hindsight. But as soon as we built the camera at Prep and put the lens on the camera, I remember looking at the monitor and being like, holy shit, like this is the look of the film. The project looks incredible, and it was such a fun experience shooting on anamorphics, and it definitely broadened my horizon for other lenses that we could use and other techniques and stuff like that I definitely want to experiment with. And if you're interested in seeing the short, I'm going to be releasing it in a couple weeks on this channel. I'm skipping all the film festivals and stuff like that and just uploading it straight to YouTube. So it would really help me if you were to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for the short film and all the behind the scenes and stuff like that. And yeah, I look forward to you guys seeing the final product. Thank you so much for watching.